Good evening, everybody. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Here we are, another Thursday night on the grind, and let's get on started with our sponsors. First up tonight is Stellar Customs. You know, the guys that make those carbon fiber windshields for the road glides and the street glides. You got to check them out at stellarcustoms.com, or you can call them at 331-551-2560. Mr. Rich Cozy, he will take care of you, and tell him Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is our good friends at hellspeedshop.com. Awesome people over there. Kick-ass flannel shirts, t-shirts, hats, just all kinds of cool stuff you can get from them. Go over to hellspeedshop.com and you can get a hold of them, make yourself an order, check them out. It's kick-ass stuff. Next up is our good friends over at Print Signs and Designs. You know, the guys that do all the printing, the apparel, the signs, promotional items, vehicle graphics, all kinds of cool stuff. You can reach them at 856-453-0336. They're the guys that did all the posters and the t-shirts for the Grind Biker Build-Offs. Get with them and let them know Kevin sent you from the Grind. Next up, our good friends over at Indiana and Northern Illinois Thunder Roads Magazine. Man, be checking that next subscription. You might see the Legacy Bike Works guys in there. They were just there covering Galveston, the Lone Star Rally for 2022. Got to hang out with Selena and her husband, and man, great people. You got to check out the magazine. It's kick-ass magazine. And when you do get a subscription, you need to tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up, good friends, Legacy Bike Works right here in Manville, Texas. Anything from mild to wild, stereo systems, upgrades, custom fabrication, anything you could possibly want, they do it. Get a hold of them on Facebook at Legacy Bike Works on Facebook. Next up, our good friends over at J&D Custom Polishing and Plating, Mr. Gary Dubois himself. 651-251-7400. These guys do it all. You have got to get your chrome, your gold plating, all of your custom polishing and everything from J&D Custom Polishing and Plating. Get a hold of them and let them know that Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at Hopkins Designs. Web, print, branding, video, hosting. They do drone coverage. They do documentaries. They do anything and everything you can need for your business. Web hosting, website, everything you could want. Check them out. They're the guys that did the 2021 Grind National Biker Build-Off documentary. Good friends of the Grind. And if you go see them, you let them know Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at North DFW Trailers. Rentals, repairs, anything you can think of when it comes to trailers. Sales, new trailers, rented trailers, used trailers. They repair trailers, upgrade trailers. They do everything you want. Get a hold of them on Facebook at North DFW Trailers, or you can call them on the phone at 214-205-6787 and be damn sure to tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at Urban Rides Magazine. Everybody knows Mr. Daniel Roby and Jason Silman. Urban Ride Magazine is urbanridesmagazine.com, Urban Ride Magazine on Facebook. They have hard print. You can get a subscription. They'll mail it to you, or you can go online and get you an online subscription at urbanridesmagazine.com. Get a hold of them and let them know Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up, American Drag Seats, americandragseats.com. Any type of custom motorcycle seats, plasma services, CNC plasma table services, custom upholstery, custom fabrication, anything you could possibly want for motorcycles at americandragseats.com or on Facebook at American Drag Seats /Attitude Inc. And get with us. What's up, everybody? Let me go and say my introductions to everybody. What's up, Mr. William Cole, Mr. Jeremy Goheen, Uncle Bruno in the house, RRKC Knives in the house. What's going on? Mr. Rich Cozy, what's going on? Mrs. Dana, how you doing, hon? Mr. Ricky Brewer in the house. Man, I got y'all's parts cut, bro. Going to be mailing those things out ASAP, Ricky. Thank you for the order. John Lynch is in the house. Mr. Alex Toth is in the house. Mr. Logan Black is in the house. Miss Marcia Fitzpatrick, Janice Juban's in the house. Smooth Dan's in the house. John Lynch, what's going on, buddy? Mr. Kevin Baird, what's going on? What's going on? Anyway, we got everybody in the house. Jamie Hammonds is in the house. Right on. Appreciate that, Jamie. We got to get you on here and do an interview. Alicia Flores is in the house. Mr. Rocky Seaman is in the house. Mr. Paul Faust. Dude, that video you did the other day giving your dad that car, man, that made me cry. Look at that shit. You touched my heart, man. You got me in the feels. That was badass, dude. I love it. What's up, Mr. McNamara? How you doing, man? Anyway, guys, so tonight's topic is very simple. And don't get me wrong, I do have some interviews coming, but it's getting around the holidays, so things are going to be a little sketchy from here on out, just for the next couple of weeks. But I've got something to talk about tonight, man, that is just, it's just business. What's up, Mr. Scotty Roberts? Good to see you in the house, buddy. Thank you for the order. I appreciate it. Just to let everybody know, Scotty Roberts was the very first person to request my services with the new CNC plasma table. I appreciate the order. I appreciate the faith. The parts came out badass. We will be shipping those things ASAP. I appreciate the support, Scotty. You don't know how much it means to me. Thank you very much. But tonight I want to talk about a little bit of business, about motorcycle shops, because, man, I'll tell you what, I see a lot of big shops out there going on right now, putting parts on, building bikes, doing stereos, some levels of custom fabrication, things like that. What is an average shop rate for labor? I don't know what everybody's shop rates are around the country. I will tell you what ours is with Legacy Bike Works, American Drag Seats, and everything I do is about $100 per hour. It gets expensive when you start doing custom work for bikes and things of that nature. So a lot of shops I've noticed have put flat fees on doing stuff. $85 an hour. There you go. He said, but not Lucky 7. Anyone else try CSI as a metal polish? I found it worked pretty good as a final polish. I use Blue Magic. Blue Magic is the fucking shit. Excuse my French. But Blue Magic, I've been using that stuff for 25 years. What's up, Winton? My whole point. Okay, so my whole point is let's just say we're charging anywhere from $75 to about $135 an hour. Now, to a degree, that sounds very unfair. But as you know, as business owners, when you start getting into fabrication and doing hours worth of work, you don't actually get that $100 or $75 to $135. You don't get that money. Even though it's labor, it gets to you. You never get that money. What a lot of people don't know is, or don't realize is that 100. I see Rocky just threw up 120. Boy, I thought you'd be more than that, Rocky, with the quality work I see you do. You have to instantly take 35% of that off of the top. So if you got $100 an hourly rate, you're actually only making $65 an hour if you're doing your business correctly. Now, you think $65 an hour is a shitload of money, but when you tell somebody, let's just say you want to make a custom gas tank. You don't want to purchase the kits that are out there. You want to make a custom gas tank. And you get into hand fabricating a custom gas tank. What the customer is expecting at the end of the day is a cool looking, very functional, no problems gas tank. So when you tell a customer, hey, I'm going to charge you, let's just say $1,500 for a custom gas tank. They can go all over Amazon. They can go all over eBay, and they can buy pre-shaped gas tanks. Now, even though they're custom shaped gas tanks, those things are made with presses, and they're popping them out left and right. But even those gas tanks, for good ones that look cool, that actually work and are correct, dude, you're spending $700 or $800. Now, when you do a custom gas tank and you tell somebody it's going to be $1,500 to hand shape a freaking gas tank, that's only 15 hours. That's not even 2 full days worth of work. If you're a really, really seasoned metal fabricator, you can shit out a custom gas tank in 10, 15 hours. You're doing really, really good. Some of the guys, when they do custom fabrication, they'll roll that price into the cost of a build. And then people want to know, well, God dang, man, why is the labor for my build $10,000 to $20,000? Well, at $10,000, that's only 100 hours. If you do the math on that, that's only 2.5 weeks to do a custom freaking bike at $100 an hour. That, dude, that is a shitload of work to be done in that small amount of hours. What did Scotty Roberts say? Last build, I spent 50 to 6 hours just looking for parts. How do you even charge for that? Good point, Scotty. How do you charge somebody for the behind the scenes work that you do? Well, there's a lot of times that you don't charge them for that. You roll it into it. But hopefully over time, you get good vendors, you get good dealers, you get good people that you can get quality parts from or things made. And you know they're going to do it good, they're going to do it right, and they're going to do it in a good time frame because they've honed that skill to get to that point. Now, let me see what John Lynch said. Custom one-off hand-built tanks are $2,800 to $3,500. Fact. Scotty, I couldn't agree more. John Lynch said 50% to the shop, 25% for a reserve fund, and 25% to me. Now, see, John, the fact that you said that right there, I could not agree with that mathematical equation anymore if it were my own shop. 50% goes to the shop. What's up, Mr. Peter Orlando? I hope PJ's doing good. When you put that 50% to the shop, and here's a little tidbit of information. Let's say a guy wants to open up a shop, and let's say his rent's $1,500 a month. Well, that's $18,000 for the year. Okay, $18,000 for the year. So either he has to work out of his garage till he saves up $18,000, or he's got to have a financial backer that's going to back him for the $18,000. But yet, then he still has his overhead, which is going to be his lights, his water, his gas, if he has those. Then, just like I'm learning, and just like, Devin's learning right now with Legacy Bike Works. Oh, shit, where'd my cursor go? Right there, Legacy Bike Works, shameless plug for us right there. There's things like when you do stereo systems. Here's a good one. If you want to do a stereo system, a modest, say, 1 or 2 amps, 1 or 2, let's just say 4 speakers, 6 speakers. You want to do that into a bike. There's components that you don't charge for, and it's a wiring kit. Now, what I've done, because I've been in the stereo game for so long, laugh, is back when I had my detail shop in the early 2000s and late 90s, I did have a stereo shop back then, we spent about $4,500 on all of our RCA cables, our installation dash kits, building up the inventory of stereos, speakers, amps, things that we thought would move. But it's all of those butt connectors. It's all the speaker wires. It's all the, 4, 6, 0 gauge wires for the batteries and the stuff of that nature. You have to have that stuff on hand because you don't know how much you're going to use. Like in cars, there's pretty big runs. But my point to you is when you're doing that stuff, no one takes that shit. Okay, we talking custom gas tanks. I got a shit ton of hours in this one. I know you do. Which honestly probably isn't enough. Bullshit. I charge $175 for miscellaneous supplies for audio installs. See, yes, that is for miscellaneous, when you tell a customer miscellaneous, the customer's thinking, well, God dang, what does a butt connector cost? Pennies on the dollar. But it's not pennies on a dollar. You got heat shrink, you got solder. If your soldering gun goes bad, you've got butt connectors, you got wire connectors, you got pins that you have to buy. There's so many little pieces that you have to buy just so when you're doing a stereo system, you have the components that make it work. Not just the amp, not just the speakers, not just the radio, the DSP, the there's so many the normal things that people think when they hear stereo system. There's a lot more to it that you have to have sitting just ready to go. Every audio job has a $150 amp wire kit. See, I think 150 is still too low. I think when it comes to the audio wiring or amp kits, there should be $225 to $250, because man, right now as it sits, the two jobs that we've done, we've literally had to search down, and thank God there's other builders out there that do, audio shops that I've been friends with for many, many years, that we run by there, measure out what we need, and they'll sell us exactly what we need. But you're talking audio guys that have been in the game for 20, 25 years that I just happen to know that are friends of mine that are willing to help a little shop like me out, help me in Devon and stuff of that nature until we get going. I believe we lose or break even on almost every audio job. Facts. Exactly. I charge a 10% shop supply fee. Yeah, but see, Angel, even at that, even if you're doing let's just say a modest stereo system, upgrade system that's, $1,500 to $2,000, that's still only $150 to $200 for your audio kits and stuff. I agree with that. I think everybody should have that. And yeah, when the shops get bigger and bigger and bigger and your jobs get bigger and bigger and bigger, of course, that 10% is going to go up. Yes, sir. And if it's a big system, even more, but I use expensive fuse blocks, distribution blocks, all OFC wire, custom RCAs. It's probably barely covers my cost. Amen. It probably does. It's probably just damn near a break even. And sometimes some of it comes out of your labor. Well, my whole point to this is that I was talking to a customer the other day, and it was a wiring job, and I put pictures on Legacy Bike Works. I showed the before pictures of the handlebars, and then I showed the after pictures of after I got it wired up, which, by the way, bam, boom, boom, the bike runs now. It's fucking awesome when you get a job done right. The customer's happy. But when you turn around and you tell the customer, hey, look, I've got 6 hours into redoing just your handlebars. We haven't even started on the rear end of the bike with some of the other wiring issues we've got. He's already $600 deep just in wiring issues for the bike. It's nothing for customers to spend $10K on audio nowadays. You're exactly right. It's not. So I'm going to have to call you soon, I'm thinking. Of course, you can call me anytime. Jamie Hammond, shop supplies, wiring, solder, connectors, heat shrink, $250. See, Jamie, I agree 100% with you right there. And one thing I've known, because like I've told everybody, I've owned my own businesses since 1997, is the number one thing with customers is this: honesty, staying in contact with them, and letting them know what's going on. Even in my seat company, my cell phone is always on. People can text me, they can call me, they can do whatever they want. I don't run or hide from customers. Even if things aren't going my way, I still send them pictures. I send them updates. I let them know what's going on, because I know how it feels to be left out in the cold, not knowing what's going on with your project. Hence my Camaro. But my whole point is that, when you get, I'll use Eric Contreras from Powerhouse. He's a great example. When Eric does so much to his bikes that's so custom, I would love to sit down with Eric. I'd love to bring him on the show. Hopefully, you guys somebody can send him messages and stuff, say he needs to get on the show. But when he builds a custom gas tank, I mean, he's finally, after the last 6 years, he's finally making videos and putting videos up, proving to people that he is actually hand making these gas tanks. Now, I know the first probably 10 or 15 of the first gas tanks he ever made, he didn't have templates and stuff for it. Now he has templates because he landed on a good design that flow very well with his bike builds and his parts. But his gas tanks are still all metal, and they're all hand fabricated. They start out with flat freaking sheet metal. I don't know if he's using 18 gauge or 16 gauge, but I'm very impressed with his ability to form metal. Everybody knows a year or two ago, I was giving him kind of a hard time because I was like, dude, you're only hitting 80% of what I think you should be hitting after all these years of working with metal. Well, in the last year, he has stepped his game up and started going above and beyond what I'm used to seeing him doing. And I'll tell you right now, man, if you're in the motorcycle industry and you have to compete with a bike build and go up against Eric Contreras, that's a pretty big deal. Now, I know everybody's got their, well, I know this about him and I know that about him. One thing I will say about this, and I don't think anybody could argue, is Eric Contreras is a master fabricator. The dude can build. It's just his ability to think outside the box and make shit happen is amazing to me. And you don't see many shops doing that right now. I take pride in the fact that once we get going, we will get some customers eventually that will put me in the arena to be able to do what Eric is doing, i.e. custom gas tanks, custom fenders, custom metal work, which is all the stuff I like to do. We just don't have the customer base that wants it yet. And that stuff is expensive to do. Eric Contreras is a beast. Yes, he is. William Cole. It's hard to put a price on wiring. Most people will never understand what a person is dealing with to find the problems. Amen. Sometimes you got to tear a wiring harness completely open, get to the meat and potatoes of every wire, and just you got to check continuity in each individual wire just to make sure there's not a break somewhere. Then you can start making repairs. Yes, always communicate. I never lie to a customer, but I will tell them what I'm told. And sometimes I believe I'm being lied to, and it's a true fact. Sad thing is people doesn't take into account of the investment of time and experience, let alone R&D. So R&D, if you're making your own parts and things like that, there is a lot of research and a lot of development and a lot of throwing shit in the corner because it didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. But if you stay in communication with your customers and tell them, hey, look, this is what this is going to be. I'm willing to give you an hour or two of my time for free for the R&D, but you're going to have to pay for the finished part. Man, it's hard to have those conversations sometimes with customers because you almost feel bad because you don't want the customer to actually pay for your R&D, but you don't really want to work with the R&D on your own too much. It's a slippery slope. You got to be real careful with that either way you go. I've said it a trillion times. Eric is one of the most creative in the industry, but he needs to slow the fuck down and clean up the wiring of the bike before sending it out the door. Other than that, he is hard to compete with. Now, I'll tell you this right there. Because of that statement, Logan Black, I will tell you this. I had a conversation with Eric at the Lone Star Rally a couple weekends ago, and we got to talking about the stereo stuff like that. He said it almost verbatim of what I've been saying. I like to build bikes. I like to weld. I like to fabricate. I like all the different mediums from metal to brass to welding to the Bondo, the fiberglass. I like all of it. It's all fun to me. Eric's the same way. We're cut from the same cloth. He didn't really want to get into stereo systems because he just didn't feel like it was good enough. Like his bikes weren't being showcased as stereo bikes, but his customers just kept asking and kept asking and kept asking for stereos. He had to get in it just to keep his bike builds going to the next level. So he's learning. So I would almost guarantee you in the next year or so, you're going to start seeing really clean wiring jobs and really clean stereo jobs come out of Powerhouse. I have nothing but faith in that man to do whatever it takes to be the best there is. Eric builds a lathe frame 34 faster than I change my oil. Yes, sir, he does. And you know how he does that? Like I told you, me and him are cut from the same cloth. So he builds jigs, which a lot of people don't know. When you do something and you get it to work out, the best thing you can do is make a jig. That's what I did with my motorcycle seats when I first started out doing this stuff I would lay the fiberglass and hand shape the foam. Once I had the foam perfect the way I wanted it, I would make cardboard templates of the foam so that the next seat pan I could use the cardboard templates to hand shape the foam and make identical seats back and forth, back and forth. And I did that for years until I learned how to make molds of seat pans and seat foam jobs. Well, he does that with his frames and his gas tanks and all of his cool stuff that he makes. If it's metal, he makes templates so that he can mass produce it and take out all of the measuring and the things of that he worked out in the first one. He knows it works, so he lays the templates out, cuts the metal, bends them, folds them, does everything he needs to do, and then he welds them together, and they're all the same. So hats off to him. He can definitely do that. He also has crews that work 24 hours a day. He does. He's also got very good people behind him that know how to do what it is that's required to come out of Powerhouse. Like I said, one day I need to get Eric on the show and really talk to him. He's one of those builders that's probably one of the best in the country, period, hands down, whether it's a chopper, a bagger, a bobber, it doesn't matter. Just because he hasn't built a bobber or just because you haven't seen a chopper come out of his shop doesn't mean that man can't do it. I'm 100% sure he can do it. The other thing is technology. Just like me, I love doing motorcycle seats. I love the upholstery game. I love doing stuff like that. I don't have a big clientele in the bagger industry because of guys like James Carter, Dave Voss, Troy Swarver. Those guys are just really a little more superior to the bagger game than I am. I'm more of a chopper guy, bobber seat guy, which I've got my forte in that, but I also do them. But when I do those types of seats, the more I do them, the better they get, the more creative they get. I'll tell you, one of the coolest seats I've ever seen was the one on Logan Black's bike, that army green, flat green bike that he built. The seat on that bike was badass nasty. I mean, it was cool as shit. Yeah. But my whole point is that when you get down to the meat and potatoes of all of these things, whether it's seats, paint jobs, custom bike builds, fabrication, parts doing, there's an amount of money your shop needs to make. Now, right now, I'm working out of my house. Me and Devin are. We won't be here long. We're saving our money. That 50% that you get right off the top, like John Lynch said, that money goes to the name Legacy Bike Works, and over time we'll build up equity and we'll build up money in the bank so that we can go get our shop. And once we get our shop, then we'll be able to keep bankrolling every job we do and put money away and keep the shop going and hopefully build a good company with a good name and be in the industry for a long time. The other thing is having other shops that around you, like us in Powerhouse. I could easily compete against, Eric Contreras and make him my competition. I don't want to make Eric my competition. I want to make Eric my comrade, my buddy, not my competition. I want to sell his parts. I want to do things. And I want to know that at the end of the day, if I need help, I've got him as a resource. That's the way you're supposed to do it. That's the way the shows get bigger, the camaraderie gets better. Everything works better when everybody works together. No matter what you're doing. I mean, everybody in the industry that was watching, 8, 9, 10 months ago when I cussed Scotty Roberts out, you would think that I hate the guy. I don't hate the guy. I love him to death. I respect him. He is doing freaking great with Bloodline. They're growing. They're getting bigger builds. They're doing stuff. How can you not be proud of that? Not to mention, he's alumni. He was in, what was it? The 6th Biker Build-Off. He was in it against Tim Whitney and the guys at Hot Rods and Handlebars, and they won. And there's a reason he won. They put a lot of heart and soul into that bike, and it was a badass build. But my point is that, here we are almost a year later. Scotty's calling me. He's actually the first one to call me and actually order work from my plasma table. You got to support. You got to be a part of a team. That's the way the industry works the best. So like I said, I've always tried to support everybody. Anybody I can support, I try to support. And that's the way you make this industry fun again, is where you're actually friends with everybody. And I know you can't be friends with everybody. It just doesn't work out that way because, egos come with the bike industry. It's just the way it is. But if you can try to get along with everybody and try to be supportive of everybody, man, what comes around goes around. It just happens that way. What did Pedro say? That's a great plan. Sounds like you're doing things right. Wishing all the best. That's another one. Pedro, the engraver. I remember, what was it, 4 years ago? Yeah, 4 years ago, Pedro, when you guys offered to engrave that box. I have done nothing but seen you guys grow over the last 4 years, and it makes me proud. It makes me happy to know I was, even if it's that much, with it to help you guys grow and get where y'all need to be. That's the way it should be. There's other builders in the industry, I support. There's not really any builders I don't support. There is one of them I won't support, and I won't even say his fucking name. But actually, there's two of them, but everybody knows who they are. I don't have to say their name to give them any publicity, but you just, what you give out in this industry, whether you're building for your customers and the way you get them, the way you treat them, all the way to how you treat your competition or what you would consider your competition, it all goes around and it'll come back around to you. So if you treat people good, they're more than likely they're going to treat you good. What he said, Bloodline did win the best build off on the largest stage in America, Sturgis 2020. Yes, you did. Glad you know that. What about Louis Bailey? I don't know about Louis Bailey, Logan, to be honest with you. I don't hear from him. He's too busy in Colorado doing dredging, I guess. I don't know what's going on with Lucky 7 or any of that. And all I can do is wish him and the guys the best and say, right on, get to it. But I would like to get to the point where everybody, if you can't make it to every rally a year, make it to 2 or 3 of them, and then hang out with the builders, be part of the program. That's the best thing to me. That's the most fun, is being able to hang out with your peers, with people that understand what you do and why you do what you do, because they do the same thing. I am thinking really, 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 really hard about doing a biker build off in Sturgis this next coming year. I just want to pick 2 builders or 2 shops or whatever you want to call them that I can put into it that understand the show after 4 years. So 18, so 19. 20, 21, 22. We're fixing to celebrate our 5-year anniversary, people. We've been doing the grind for 5 years. And does anybody know the date? 5 years, the date? Who wants to attend a show that will pay $100K to best of show? Who wants to attend a show that will pay $100K to best of show? Who in the fuck's going to pay $100,000 for a best of show? You let me know that. $100K. Then am I done lost what I was thinking about? Facts, it's coming. Holy shit, Scotty. You got somebody that's going to pay $100,000 for a best of show. A, who is putting on that show? B, who are the builders for that show? And C, why am I not part of that, Mr. Roberts? I need to be a part of that. You have $100,000 payout for best of show? Well, that's the catch, Scotty. Holy shit. Logan Black would sign up. Shit. I'd want to sign up for that. $100K. Holy shit. I've got a bike I'm building right now that I'd put in it. I guarantee you that. I have one that I would be willing to put in it. So you need to text me, Scotty, and let me know who that is. Holy shit. $100,000 payout on a bike build off or a bike show. Do you understand the people you would draw if you had $100,000 payout? Do you understand the level? We will be in Louisiana at Lamar Dixon Fairgrounds summer of 2023. Oh boy, it's getting deep. I nominate Brian Barber. God dang, Scotty, you got to text me and give me some more information on this. I want to know, is it just an open bike show? Holy shit. Yeah, you got to get with me, dude. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's fucking insane. All right, everybody, hold on 2 seconds. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. I had to get something to drink. Man, I got. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I think Scotty Roberts has got everybody up in a roar. $100,000 payout for a bike show. I think he pooped his pants. I did not. John, shut up. Car and bike show details will be released very soon, and it's true. And yes, I said 100K to best of show. Okay, so 100K to best of show. Does that mean best of show could possibly be a car, a truck, a bike, a van, or is it just 100K to bikes? Holy shit, that's a lot of money. Wow. Wow. Well, I've still got a bike I'm building right now that I'd be more than happy to put into that show. $100,000 best of show. I'm telling you, man, the one I'm building right now is going to be a show killer. That I'm saying it out loud right now because that's what the bike is being built for, is specifically for shows. Yes, it will be rideable. Yes, you can get on it, and yes, you can go. But this bike is going to be a trailer queen. It's going to be made for showing. Fresh build or old bikes. John Lynch, shit, this one I'm finishing up now has worn me out. I'm not doing shit by painting, but painting for a while. The only bike only, they have the Riddler for cars. At this point, I would be happy with like $21 for best of show. You're killing me. Could I get some gas money, please? God dang, Scotty, you have to get with me. We're gonna have to. I don't know who's putting that shit on, but I need to get them on the show and get those details out. Fuck, even if you did 50K for the bike best of show and 50K for the automotive best of show, shit, you'd still be up there. So I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but I've done some research and everything that I can find. The largest single cash prize ever given in a bike show, period, was $30,000. That's the most I've ever heard anybody talk about, period, was 30K. I would feel very comfortable that if I had a Road King and I had $30,000, I could build a show winner. I do think that. Now, having to compete against people like Logan Black and Eric Contreras and people like that I know can fabricate and build some different shit, yeah, that would make me a little bit nervous. It can me different winners. I'm told 3 different folks pick winners, and if all 3 folks pick 3 different, then it's split. But if all 3 pick the same one, they won 100K. But you have to enter the best of show. It's for real and it's coming. I know, but you're not telling me, is it split up between cars, trucks, vans, and motorcycles? Or are you talking just motorcycles for the 100K? I don't understand. Did the winner bitch about winning? Oh my God, Smooth is in the house. I've never heard anybody bitch about winning before, but it's true, they do. It has happened. I wish I'd have gotten it on tape. I'd have put that in the fucking documentary. I'm just saying. But anyway, so cars and bikes. Okay, so that's going to be a tough one. When you think about a best of show between cars and bikes, I don't know that a bike would ever stand up against a car. Those are just two way different things. But I don't know. Come on, laugh a lot. $100,000. Just think of all the signing or the sinning the Saint can do with $100,000. Oh, John Lynch just said that. That would actually be really badass. But I mean, I don't know if I would want $100,000 for best of show and mix the pot with bikes and vehicles. That I just think that'd be crazy. I am working with the guy to make it separate. Well, have him call me. I'll explain it to him quickly. But also, I'm talking to someone's got $100,000 they can just give away to a show. That's above my pay grade right there. Dustin Mabin would win. I would have to say Dustin Mabin would definitely be in the top 3 no matter what he touched. Dustin Mabin is a bad man. That's one of the interviews that's coming up is Dustin's actually going to go live with us in his shop and go over some metalworking. So all you metalworking guys, I will give you a week's notice to get everybody on board to watch the show because Dustin has been asking me for a while now to do a grind show with him and talking about metalworking and giving examples of metalwork and metal finishing work. But the show will happen in Louisiana, summer of 2023. Scotty Roberts, you keep saying summer of 2023. You know how badass it would be if they brought back the Steel Pony Express, which was the premier motorcycle rally in Louisiana. I want to say it was at the Superdome, and it was badass. It was actually the very first bike rally I ever went to was the Steel Pony Express in 2004. And as many of you know, when Hurricane, I want to say it was either Katrina or Ike came through, it just tore Louisiana a new ass, and that was the end of that show. Dustin would win the car and the bike competitions. He's that badass. He definitely is that badass. Fuck yeah. Oh my God, dude. But anyway, so I got off topic because I started reading comments. So let me get back on my topic. So my topic is what do you think is a fair rate when you tell somebody that wants a custom gas tank, like Scotty said, $2,500 to about $3,500 for a custom tank? Are people actually paying that? Are your day in and day out riders paying for stuff like that? There's so many things out there now, so many kits you can buy that you can just put on, snap in place, panel bond them on, and you can build really cool looking custom show bikes, but underneath everything, it's still the stock gas tank. If I were going to do it, I would probably lean more towards what Eric Contreras has done. Work me out a cool gas tank design, do the metal shaping and everything, but I would make me some templates of that gas tank so that I would be able to reproduce that gas tank with custom touches here and there that you actually can change after you've made it. Sorry guys, I'm just really, really thirsty. So just pay attention. If you haven't, please go over to Legacy Bike Works on Facebook and give us a like and a follow. We do have some pretty cool stuff slowly starting to trickle in, slowly starting to trickle out the shop. And I've got a couple of custom projects that we're going to be doing, putting some custom parts into production for guys. Expecting 20K people. Guys, this will be the largest show ever. Expecting 20,000 people. So let me ask you this question, Scotty. So if you let's just say you had 10,000, are you talking 20,000 entrants into the show? How long are they going to take to actually judge these vehicles for $100,000? Anyone can PM me and I will let you know as I know. Well, you've been text messaging me, Scotty, so just keep me in the loop. I'm really interested in that shit. I think that'd be badass. So badass. But again, anyway, I think I'm looking for 2 shops, 2 Joes, 2 builders, however you want to put it. And I think I want to do a show in Sturgis in 2023, a biker build off, a heads up biker build off. So if you guys know anybody or might be interested in, please send them to me, and I'm going to start interviewing people to get it done. At $100,000 pot, what's the entry fee? I didn't know that there was an entry fee. Expecting 20K people, guys. This will be the largest show ever. God damn, that's a lot of people. I'll do it. I'm told expected 20,000 people. I don't believe it will be 20,000 entry. Oh, okay. Well, we could probably bump that number up. $200 entry. Oh shit, dude. Oh my god. And if it's not a part of the grind, I can tell you right now, man, I want some more information on that show, because like I said, we're building a killer right now, but I was thinking we were going to bring it to the Rat's Hole in Sturgis and unveil it there, which gives me a full, relatively 7 full months to build it, because I'm still waiting on some parts to get here. So the parts are coming. But man, Kevin, I'll do Sturgis. Okay. You'll come back as a winner to compete against somebody else for Sturgis. Daniel Roby, good to see you in the house. Mr. Sunshine, that's your new name, Daniel Roby. Mr. Sunshine, Mr. Positivity. This cat is up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., getting his hustle on. He's working out, looking good. He's putting out them inspirational quotes every morning. If anybody that ever watches this show has a problem with Mr. Daniel Roby, you got a problem with me too. That guy is nothing but sunshine and positivity, and that's the fucking way it should be. I love you, man. Thank you for you being you, and keep on doing you, buddy. That was for Daniel Roby. I'm just saying. It's good to see people getting up early. It's good to see people being positive, especially in today's times. And Daniel Roby is that man. He is that guy that's up early every morning, getting his shit together. He's very supportive of just about everybody I know. He's always got good things to say about everybody. Always got a smile on his face. Hell, even in diversity, that cat's got a smile on his face. He is the essence of stay positive and good things happen. And long walks on the beach. God dang, William Cole. No comeback and kill it again. Right on. Anyway, guys, I think that's freaking great. But yeah, so I think I'm going to look for a couple of builders for Sturgis. Set it up, and like I said, it's fun to compete like that and have a good time, show what you can do. Agreed. He was very nice at Galveston. You got to see Daniel Roby in Galveston? I didn't even know Daniel Roby was in Galveston. Kevin, are you talking about Daniel Roby being in Galveston, or are you talking about Scotty Roberts? Anyway, so might be looking to do a build off in Galveston. I mean, in Sturgis 2023. It's a good time, especially when you get good builders that are friends, that aren't hating on each other and just, trash talking the shit out of each other. You can actually have a really good time, and you can really showcase what you do and what you've got. So anyway, if you guys know of anybody else interested, Scotty Roberts and the Bloodline Crew said they're interested. So if you guys know anybody else y'all like to see build, let me know, and we'll see if we can't put something together. The other thing is we're looking at going to Sturgis in 2023. Uncle Bruno and some of my other buddies, we're all thinking about getting a house down there. If anybody has a hookup on a house that'll hold about 10 people, 5 couples, reach out to me or Uncle Bruno. Man, I'm looking to go there and have a good time and relax and just enjoy it. Let's do a repeat 2020 again. Call Drew. No, I don't want to call Drew. I want to call somebody else. Scotty, I have somebody in mind that I think would do you justice and actually be very grateful to go against you. Um, I might reach out to them and see if they're interested in doing it. Just give me a minute. We got about another month and a half beforehand, and we'll actually give you guys a little bit longer since we're only going to do that one build off next year. Because I legitimately have very little sponsorship on the show. So getting back and forth to the rally, setting everything up, taking the time off work, it's very expensive, but I love it. I love it. It's what I like to do. So we'll try to put that one together and make it right. Daniel, you're going to be live at the Grudge Fest. I'm sure he will be. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night for tonight, get my lazy ass in the shower and get ready for work in the morning. I would like to say thank you to Scotty Roberts and the guys over at Bloodline for being the first official customers of my plasma table and my services. We will be sending their parts out ASAP. And again, I genuinely appreciate the opportunity to work for you guys. If anybody else out there needs any type of CNC plasma work, please reach out to me all over the grind. Legacy Bike Works, American Drag Seats on my personal page. You can get me anywhere you want to get me. We do custom CNC plasma work. We have fine cut tips, so we can do really tight stuff. But anyway, you guys have a blessed night. Push the share button. Be sure to get over to the YouTube page. It's the Grind Biker Build Off. You know what it is. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's everywhere. Go check it out, like it, share it, and be sure to get this show saved in your phones, whatever. It's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Time. You guys be blessed and have a great night.